Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into the engine room of modern education, how we actually evaluate learning. We're unpacking the massive shift toward digital assessment in universities, using the Qorrect platform as our guide to see exactly how this transformation happens. But before we look at the shiny new solutions, we've got to ask a rather tough question. Is traditional grading actually failing universities? Well, think about the sheer scale of higher education today. With student populations absolutely booming, those old-school paper-based methods are showing some serious cracks. I mean, picture faculty literally spending entire weekends manually grading mountains of paper. It creates these massive administrative bottlenecks, painfully slow feedback loops for the students, and honestly, a total lack of deep, actionable insights into how students are really learning. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The digital assessment shift. 2. Why universities need digital. 3. Types of digital assessment. 4. Unlocking learning analytics. And 5. Tackling implementation challenges. Let's start with part 1, the digital assessment shift. Let's directly contrast the old with the new. On one side, you have the traditional way. It's paper-based, stuck in a single physical location, incredibly prone to manual errors, and notoriously slow. On the flip side, we've got the digital assessment paradigm. We're talking electronic delivery, automated grading, and seamless support for remote or hybrid environments. Let's be clear here, this isn't just a minor software update, it is a fundamental reimagining of how higher education actually operates. At its core, what are we actually talking about? Well, digital assessment is simply using technology to create, deliver, manage, and evaluate student work. That is everything from a quick pop quiz on a Tuesday to a massive final exam. By taking this whole process online, institutions get real-time access to performance data, which directly fuels outcomes-based education. It's all about bringing unprecedented speed, scale, and visibility to the entire evaluation process. Moving right along to part 2, why universities need digital. For any administrators tuning in, here is why waiting really isn't an option anymore. Digital solutions offer the exact kind of scalability you need to handle unprecedented student growth. They natively support the flexible, hybrid models that today's students just expect. Plus, and this is a huge one, they drastically reduce the crushing administrative workload that burns out your staff. This lets you build a culture of continuous evaluation rather than just crossing your fingers and relying on high-stakes final exams. Just imagine drastically cutting down faculty grading time because objective questions are evaluated automatically. We are talking about lightning-fast grading and feedback, practically eliminating those pesky human grading errors and unlocking some seriously powerful learning analytics. You can standardize the whole evaluation process across entire departments. That ensures total fairness for the students. And it frees up your faculty to do what they actually love doing, teaching. Let's jump to part 3, types of digital assessment. Now, these digital tools let us achieve totally different evaluation goals, starting with formative assessment. This is the stuff that happens continuously throughout the learning process. Its main job? Providing ongoing feedback to both the students and the professors. The key here is catching student struggles and identifying those learning roadblocks early, way before those final evaluations hit. If formative assessment is all about the journey, summative assessment is about finality. This measures overall student achievement right at the end of a course to support grading and certification. You know, the major project, the final exam, the whole shebang. Both are absolutely critical, of course, but they serve completely different purposes. A robust digital platform is going to handle both of them seamlessly. And then we have adaptive assessment, which introduces a super interesting technical dynamic. It actually adjusts the difficulty of the questions based on a student's real-time responses. So it creates a completely personalized testing experience. Answer correctly, and the questions get tougher. If you struggle, the test adapts to find your baseline. This is a total game changer because it drastically improves accuracy for varying skill levels and gives you incredibly deep insights into what a student can really do. But to actually run diverse, high-quality assessments like those, you need a rock-solid infrastructure. That's where question banks come in. They are the engine driving all of this. They cut down on repetitive prep work for faculty and hugely boost exam security by randomizing questions. Most importantly, though, they let you meticulously align individual questions with specific course objectives, making it incredibly easy to manage massive collections of test items. Section 4. Unlocking learning analytics. Analytics take the value of digital assessment and multiply it exponentially through 3 specific steps. Step 1. Track progress. You analyze achievement across courses to spot the trends. Step 2, identify gaps. This highlights exactly where students are stumbling, so faculty can swoop in with targeted interventions. And step 3, make data-driven decisions. You leverage this hard evidence to actually improve your curriculum. Basically, it transforms raw scores into actionable institutional gold. Think back to your last academic accreditation audit. Stressful, right? They always demand proof of measurable learning outcomes and continuous improvement. Well, digital assessment takes a lot of the headache out of that. With features like transparent audit trails and direct outcomes mapping, you get built-in academic accreditation support. You're able to prove, with undeniable, hard data, that your institution's learning objectives are absolutely being met. And that brings us to Section 5, tackling implementation challenges. Look, while the educational benefits are massive, transitioning to digital assessment isn't magic. It takes real work, and there are definitely hurdles. You've got to ensure both faculty and students are trained and ready for a digital environment. You have to maintain ironclad academic integrity, figure out seamless integration with your existing learning management system, and of course, stay totally compliant with data privacy regulations. So, proper planning? It's an absolute prerequisite. This is exactly why comprehensive platforms step in to solve these headaches. Modern universities need way more than just basic testing tools. Take the Qorrect platform, for example. It offers a fully centralized solution. It wraps assessment delivery, automated grading, advanced analytics, and outcomes tracking all into one single, user-friendly space. Instead of juggling a dozen fragmented tools, everything is under one roof, making institutional evolution so much more manageable. Which leads us to our final thought today. When you look at the sheer necessity of scalable, data-driven evaluation right now, the shift away from paper isn't just a trend, it's inevitable. The benefits for faculty workloads and student outcomes are just too massive to ignore. So the question isn't if higher education will change, but when. Is your university ready to evolve? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep evaluating, and I'll see you next time.